La Lotuk friends, and you are our friends. Welcome back to Trekking the Future. As always, I'm Joshua Hadley, and as always, well, no, not as always. It changes. Yesterday it's Gopher. Right now it's Lord Justin Belanger of the Principality of Sealand, right? Or is it something different now?
It could be both. I am both Gopher and Lord Justin Melander of the Principality of Sealand. I'm both.
So you're not like Superman, where there's you're one like Clark Kurt, Clark, and like someone else. But it's always the same.
It's these two names. Yes. Now, if we're talking about Snoopy, that is no more a thing. Giggity Gopher also no more a thing. Just Gopher now. But could also be Lord Justin Belanger of the Principality of Sealand. All these things are stuff and such, and
As
I
long as it's
exist.
Sealand.
Yes. Yes.
Hopefully, they finally get recognized by the government.
Yes. Yes.
So, how's your puppy doing? Are you training? Did you name her yet?
Not yet. Still unsure on that, but little pupper's out there. Very energetic dog. We took it to the vet yesterday to get the new dog stuff, the shots and all that such and things. They studied her poop, so that was fun.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It was the foot, and she's very excited. Very
I bet.
energetic dog. A lot of running back and forth around the house. A little too much biting. Not like it trying to hurt anything biting. Kind of playful biting, but it doesn't hurt. My worry is biting like ripping clothing with the biting, which isn't great. But we're trying to
Uh,
work on that.
yeah. That sucks. And my big problem with Homie over here right now is he's I mean he's still a puppy, like he's in his adolescent stage of his life, but he still has that puppy excitement and he wants to play with everyone, every person, every dog. And if, like someone or a kid runs up to him, he'll try and like jump at him, and I but more than that, like he'll like try and jump on people, and I've been working on that, and he's been doing a better job because he's a good boy, right, Malik?
That's a big old
Our
dog too. Big
our
old
number
dog.
one viewer, by the way, he's watched this series several times, so he's been home alone.
Yeah, Susie, our Chihuahua, still very much dislikes the new dog, so that hasn't improved yet. But our
Dang.
cat seems to be all right with him.
Yeah,
How's that going on?
heck yeah. Well, anyway, welcome back to Trekking the Future, Season 8 of Episode 2. Today we're
Close,
talking about...
close.
See, I got that backwards. See, the issue is I'm from the future, and that's why I made the mistake.
There you go.
I had to fill in for Josh, current Josh,
Yes.
because he's
Oh, we got Future Josh now.
dealing with a crisis
Yeah,
right now.
Future Josh hanging out with Future Justin over there.
Exactly. This is season 2, episode 8 of Trekking the Future.
Yes.
Season 2, episode 8 of Strange New Worlds. Under the Cloak. You
Yes.
wanna you wanna tell us why Doctor the doctor killed the Klingon Gopher?
All right, so I didn't pay full attention during this episode. I was kind of there was a lot of stuff happening all at once, but from what I understood, so they brought this guy on the ship. They had to show him hospitality, but he was like kind of the enemy in the past, but sort of turned on the
He's a
people.
diplomat.
Yeah, he's like a diplomat now, and but there's several people on the ship who have problems with him because of the side of the war he fought in before.
Oh no, it wasn't just that. Wasn't just that.
What else was it? Let's see.
Uh, like imagine someone did a Holocaust or something,
Mm.
and like, oh, can we be friends now? And like, hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. That seems that's a bit much there. Yeah, so our old doctor pal there, Manga, took that boy out at the end of the episode.
a knife. Was like, yeah. That's not the any pack word for that. I just like I'll use let's go, let's go, kill.
Stab
Sorry.
that man in the gut. It was kind of surprising because, like, of all the characters, like of all the crew members, he seems like the least likely one to get like violent like that. Aside from our old pacifist pal who passed away in season one, but he's not there anymore. So of the remaining
Yeah,
crew, like he just seems like a much more chill guy. But I mean, as it turns out, even chill guys don't much care for people who cause holocausts and the such.
I don't know. I don't know if he was chill, but I get what you mean. Like,
Mm,
and it was for me. I really enjoyed. They showed us flashbacks of when this war was happening, and we got to see the. Will it be the old doc, Doctor Babinga Binga, or would it be the well the past one? I'm just trying to like try to be funny. With the future Justin and
mm,
the stuff we were
mm,
doing earlier. We're seeing back flashbacks of the war. Doctor
mm,
Chapel was there too. It was interesting to see their relationship and how they were dealing with the PTSD of being there. um,
mm,
and this guy trying to look up his name, the Klingon. I watched this last Saturday, so it's and like Justin said, he dies at the end. Is Ambassador Dakra or
mm.
Dakra? I believe so. So
It's-
he's a war criminal. He told his men, kill the children, just kill the people.
yeah,
Like kill them, like,
kill them
all of
all,
them. Like they're
everybody.
all combatants. They're all Hamas. you know, and he makes that order. It's obviously a very controversial decision, as we see the consequences of his choices at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
you know, he does that. So I mean, it is very interesting, and we're gonna talk about some of these subjects like later on, the ambiguity of redemption and forgiveness.
It's also
But
he Omega, that is, uh maintained that he was not the one who started the fight. He maintained that. I'm not sure whether that's meant to be the case or not. I think it's kind of ambiguous. Like, maybe he did,
well,
maybe he didn't. But yeah, he
even
maintained
like
that with
yeah,
Pike at the end asking him.
even with the ambiguity there, like the dude still grabbed him and was this is like a child killer. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
for me,
Yeah, like
if
he says to Pike at the end, like, even if I did start it, would I have been wrong?
yeah, and that's a perfectly legitimate question to ask. I think like
Mm.
that's something that has to be gone through. For me, like I would like a tribunal, but I think I think from what I remember that wasn't gonna happen because it's one of these instances. Like even right now, if for a real world example, if Netanyahu decided, oh,
Mm.
I'm just gonna stop the war and we're gonna end at the was it the international courts? I forget what their exact name is.
Mm.
They could decide to drop charges because they're not going to prosecute someone who's actively uh eh, going trying to do who's actively trying to do a peace process.
Mm.
And that's sort of what Doc Ra is trying to do here. Is like, can we heal the wounds? This and that. And I mean, there's ways of doing it. I don't think like he was going about the right way, and maybe the doctor was right, and it's like he was trying to use him as like a prop. Maybe I don't know like exactly because we don't. I don't think we really see into Doc Ra's like his
Mindset.
version and lens of
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I really enjoyed this episode a lot. I thought it was very interesting, especially with a whole lot of things going on right now. And we'll bring it. We'll talk about this more later. And we'll get too political at the beginning here. um, but yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. It was. I really liked what Erica had to say. I think she had maybe the wrong idea of what she thought happened because it turns out Doc Ra didn't kill all his men. It was Doctor Beginga. And I remember before when we first talked about the a Klingon episode where I think it was the first episode of the season where Doctor Chapel and
Almost dropped my
the
water.
Doctor like beat the heck out of these guys, and I was thinking, aren't they supposed to be like badasses? But watching Renegade cut talk about Star Trek, I guess all the different alien species we see are just supposed to be representations of people, different races or whatever,
Yeah.
in this life. So it's supposed to, make that infer, infer, infer that like an example would be isn't all Samoan guys supposed to be tough and strong so they get beat up in the movie? Like, I mean, I guess logically you could think that, but it could be racist or wrong. Like, you can't just prejudge. And who knows, going back to that first episode, the Klingons, you know, are these trained soldiers or are they just guys trying to be thugs? I mean, just because they're Klingons, maybe I was wrong saying, well, aren't these guys like supposed to like kick ass and whatever? I mean, it's obviously different with Doc Ra because he was a war general, so he's obviously got through training and got prominence in the military. So obviously, like when he was doing his training with, which was very interesting with the doctor, Benega. I'm gonna have trouble saying that. So I'm sorry, but yeah, that was an interesting scene. I really enjoyed that. I gave this a 9 out of 10. I think this might be my second or third favorite episode of the season so far. I'll have to go through the list.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, I think we do a ranking of
I
the
don't
episodes
believe
from the last.
don't believe we did.
Hmm. Well, I did want to do some sort of ranking list. I was thinking like maybe the seasons and the shows and like as together because it seems like people separate these shows by season, the fans. But I really enjoyed this. Seems like you thought it was kind of slow or something. I don't know. I
Oh
gave
no,
it a
I was,
nine
I
out.
was just kind of distracted with a lot of stuff happening over here, but it was a good episode with very serious decision at the end with what the doctor decided to do, and you know
Yeah, you probably would have liked it if you didn't kill him. Like
you
they let him live.
know, murder is fun. So there you go.
Man, dude, I woke up.
Yeah.
I think 3 or 2 in the morning. I don't know.
Mm.
I'm still awake though. I really need a caffeine hit right now.
I get some caffeine in there.
Yep. And where I, but I did it again. I think I did that before. No, I think I put the exclamation mark
Yeah.
before. There we go. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Sponsored by
well,
Doobie.
I'm gonna buy some doobie. They're as we see it on Discord, their payment issues could be doobie, but hey, they figured it out, right? That's what
Yeah.
matters. I
Yeah.
thought it'd be really interesting today. This whole show, Checking the Future, is Justin and I going through Star Trek, and as people who aren't fans, engrossing ourselves in the series, and I think we're becoming fans. And so I decided for our Dubby spot that I'd do the same sort of thing. done it before. Tiger's Blood. I got this new flavor. Well, not quite new. It's been out for maybe a few months or some. Maybe I don't know. It's been out for a while, but
Yeah.
I haven't tried it
New
yet, so
for
it's
you.
new to me. Palm Blom, pomegranate,
Blah
pom,
blah.
blossom, pomegranate,
Pomegranate. Blossom. Okay.
blossom pomegranate,
Okay.
and
All right.
I really enjoy this. I took some sips before we started, and well, Justin was talking earlier, and
Yeah.
yeah, I really like this.
Tasty. Tasty. Keeps you energized. It's a lot healthier than energy drinks and soda
Yeah, it's
and
a
such.
dietary supplement.
Mm. And another cool thing about it, see that link up there,
Mm.
right there, that link right there in the chat, or if you're watching on YouTube, and that link in the description, that link, click that w.gg link, you get 10% off on your orders. If you just go to w.gg without clicking the link, then you go into you put a promo code at the end when you put in your order in, put in Gopher Tuck, all one word, no and, get 10% off. That's what
Ten percent off.
that's what that link does. Just automatically applies the code.
You get 30 servings each of these tubs.
30. It's 30 days
Thirty.
you can drink some Dubby. Whole
Heck
month,
yeah, dude.
whole month of Dubby, and
Oh
it's
my.
10% off, and it's healthier than a lot of the alternatives, and it's tasty, and it's Dubby, and they have fun names for their options, such as Grandpa's Denture Water.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
We. I can't wait till we get the Gopher Goes Bananas or something flavor.
Mm. Yes.
So now it's time for. This is a gaming channel, so we're gonna play a game.
It is a gaming channel.
Trek or not Trek? Can you explain this to the
Trek or not
people?
Trek? Okay, so each week we do this little segment here, and Josh will give me three plot lines that are allegedly from Star Trek, movie, show, whatever. Uh, I have to guess whether or not each one is an actual plot line from Star Trek, or something that Josh either made up or he took from Twilight Zone or some other thing that is not, in fact, Star Trek.
Mhm.
So I gotta decide if it's Trek or not Trek. If I get two right, I win. If I get two wrong, I lose. I'm on a streak. I have 2 weeks in a row of winning after losing every single one prior to that. So
Yeah,
I'm on a bit of a
that's been
streak
doing good
here.
so far. I
Yeah,
mean, since he's got a streak. I mean, he's
got a
got a
streak.
streak
Two
going.
two in a row. See if I can continue that today. What are the stakes here? What do I get if I win, and what do I have to do if I lose?
Uh, if you win, I'll gift you. You get a gifted sub. If you lose, um, you get to uh join a Green Party call. There you go.
Green Party, okay. All right, so here we go. And again, I mention this every time. He flips a coin to decide whether it's going to be a real or not real Star Trek line. So there's no, it could be all three real, all three fake. There's no strategy when it comes to the amount of true and
I use
other.
this coin
There you go. Look at
today.
that. Nice coin right there. There we go. All right, let's see what are we starting with here? What do we got?
Number one. When the USS Enterprise D arrives at Starbase 173, Commander Bruce Maddox, a cyberneticist in Starfleet, seeks to dismantle Lieutenant Commander Data in order to study and replicate him. Maddox claims this would be for the benefit of Starfleet, creating more android officers, but he lacks the proven knowledge to safely reassemble Data afterward. Data refuses the procedure, prompting Maddox to argue that Data is Starfleet property, not a sentient individual with the right to choose. The conflict escalates into a legal hearing to determine whether Data has the right of personhood. A courtroom proceeded over Captain Philippa Lovius. Captain Picard represents Data's rights, while Commander Riker is reluctantly assigned to argue for Maddox, forced to prosecute against his friend. The case becomes a profound ethical debate. Is Data merely a machine, or a sentient being with autonomy and dignity? Picard argues that if Data is property, then so were those humans who were once enslaved. He challenges the court to consider what it means to be alive and conscious. In the end, Lovis rules in favor of Data, declaring that he has the right to choose and that Starfleet has not yet earned the power to decide what is and isn't a person.
Okay, all right. This feels like the kind of thing that I would have seen on the Orville, which is heavily inspired by Star Trek. So I'm gonna say it's a real Trek dealio.
Yeah, it's a real episode, The
Hey,
Measure of a Man from The Next Generation.
there we go. That's one right. One more, and I continue my streak.
Yep, that's true.
Mm.
Alright, as the Enterprise prepares for a diplomatic mission, First Officer Spock begins exhibiting strange, violent behavior and requests to leave to his home planet of Vulcan. Captain Kirk is initially denied permission to divert the ship. Is but once he realizes Spock's condition is life-threatening, he defies Starfleet and orders and changes course. Spock reveals he is undergoing Pon Far, a Vulcan mating cycle during which he must return to Vulcan to either mate or die from a hormonal imbalance. Upon arrival, Spock is greeted by T'Pring, his brother, betrothed, who invokes her right to Kalafi, a ceremonial combat to decide who will marry her. To Kirk's surprise, T'Pring chooses him as their champion, pitting the two friends against each other in a ritual fight to the death. Kirk and Spock duel, where Dr. McCoy is secretly seducing Kirk to simulate death, sparing both men. When Spock learns Kirk is alive, his emotional outburst betrays a depth of feeling he usually suppresses. The T'Pring explains he manipulated the ceremony so she could be free to marry another while preserving her social standing. Spock regains control of his emotions thanks to his friends. The Enterprise resumes its mission, leaving Vulcan and its ancient customs behind.
So I remember there was one where a parody had happened in Futurama, so I'm like, oh, that's definitely Star Trek, but then it ends up being it was like Twilight Zone or something else. This is another one that I think was parodied in Futurama with Zoidberg having his own mating thing, and he fights Fry. Uh, I feel like this could be a thing for Vulcans, so I'm gonna go with the Trek.
Yep, it is Star Trek.
Dude, this could be my first time. I could get my first all three correct.
I was just gonna say you won, so I guess we're done. I'm kidding.
I did win. That's already guaranteed. But I have a chance here for my first fully correct attempt. It hasn't happened yet.
It hasn't happened yet, but
I've
here
never
we
even
go.
gotten the
Let's
first
see,
two
guys.
right before. It always comes down to the third one.
The USS Cerritos is tasked with transporting a diplomatic envoy, a highly sensitive and duplicative alien species known as the Duplers, to a prestigious Starfleet command party. Duplers have a particular biological trait. When they experience extreme embarrassment, they involuntarily duplicate themselves. If their embarrassment spirals, they replicate exponentially, creating a potential ship-wide crisis. As Captain Freeman and the senior crew try to keep the Dupler calm, things inevitably go wrong, leading to a cascade of duplication and chaos aboard the ship. Meanwhile, Mariner and Bolomir, Bolomir, sneak off to attend the exclusive Starfleet party, hoping to mingle with legendary officers and relive their glory days. However, they're denied entry at the door. This rejection forces them to confront insecurities about their friendship, careers, and status within Starfleet. What begins as a light-hearted quest becomes an emotional exploration of feeling overlooked and left behind. Eventually, Mariner and Bolomir reconcile, realizing that their bond is more meaningful than elitist parties. They crash the event anyway, only to get kicked out, but about it together. Back on the ship, the Doppler crisis is resolved when the crew realizes the way to halt duplication is to make the Doppler feel angry rather than embarrassed. This episode ends with Captain Freeman also being denied entry into the late gathering, ironically bringing the senior crew's experience full circle with the lower deckers.
Hmm. Okay. Uh. Hmm.
Hmm.
You know, I mean, I guess Trek for the first two, and they were both correct. So Dopplers, Dupplers. That sounds like it could be a Star Trek thing. But then so does everything that's in this game that we do in this wild game. But I'm gonna keep the streak going of guessing all Trek, and see if that keeps the streak going of me getting them all right.
You got it. The episode is no, I didn't say the last episode was a muck time.
Mm.
This episode, uh,
mm.
embarrassment of Doppler or Dupplers.
So
It
we
is Dupplers.
so there we go. We have I'm on a streak, three in a row, three games in a row, and this is the first week where I got all three right. I'm finally I'm getting there with this game now. I'm getting the hang of it now that we're almost done with the season.
Oh yeah. Well, it's good. Like you started off like not quite
Pussy!
being able to get anything there, and now you
Right. I got a gifted sub to Amelia Dazzle. I don't know that one. That's we had the first one. So the prize was a gifted sub the last 2 weeks as well. We had one for Abdul of being Abdul fame. We had one for the good pal Robo last week, and now we have I don't know who this is, but there you go, Amelia Dazzle. You get a gifted sub.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, your wildest dreams have come true.
Well, both of your wildest dreams have come true. As far as I know. Well, I have an event coming up. It's not a sponsorship. I'm putting that out.
In this event right here, you know what's the cool thing about this event? Boom! It's got a flyer.
Got a flyer.
there.
I just made it this morning. That's what I've been doing instead of reading books. Okay. So, I decided. Well, I didn't decide. I mean, it's a lot more democratic than that. I've been talking to chairman of the Green Party of Alaska, Robert Shields, and we both have decided, as officers of the Green Party, that it's probably the path we will rather like to go than chasing whoever's going to be the next president. That it's better for us to concentrate our efforts on local races, and that's why I feel instead of just doing meetings on Zoom, that we could also meet in person. Um, Sort of like well, not sort of like just like how we do chess club. It's quite the opposite of what we're doing with the Green Party. We're always meeting in person, whereas with the Greens, we're always meeting virtually. I feel like maybe it's time for some space to meet in person, and we got the chance to do that next Saturday here, right here at this house.
Right there.
Probably not in this room, but right here. So we'll since it's our first meeting like this, there'll be an introduction to the Green Party. We're gonna talk about Juneteenth. I'm still figuring that out, and Pride Month organizing. Brittany Sweeney is organizing Pride Month here in Kotzebue this year. She has a meeting tomorrow. I don't know how comfortable she is with me sharing her address, so if you'd like to know more about it, just come to this meeting. We'll give you follow up, and we can move forward with whatever is gonna happen. I feel like it's important to make sure people feel like they belong in the community, and I'm all for celebrating them. I looking forward to Pride there, Gopher.
It's yes, I would say so. I mean, I don't really go anywhere for it. I'm in Arlington. I don't really know of events that happen here, and also, don't really have anyone to go with to these such things. I would like to go to a Pride event at some point, though. That's definitely a thing I'm interested in.
All right, and this has a connection to Trek in the Future.
Yeah.
We'll
Post meeting viewing of Star Trek. I
so
was doing
it
that
is
behind the poster.
Saturday. Yep, it's Saturday. So we're watching the season finale of season 2 of Strange New Worlds, and I feel like that's perfect before season 3 comes out. And the episode will be hegemony. And if people want to watch Subspace Rhapsody, we can. Though I'm just looking at the IMDb ratings, and it wasn't as well received. Probably because it's like a musical. People,
So I'm probably
I
gonna like
don't know.
it.
I love musicals, so I'm looking forward to it.
Nice.
Yep.
Song and dance.
And all the information will be put on our website at sorry, alaska-greens.org, and you should become a if you're a Green Party member and you're 35 or under, you should join the Young Eco Socialists at yesgp.org
There
as well.
you
Oh, there we go. And let's see. I think it's time to talk about the ambiguity of redemption and forgiveness.
go. Okay.
I know you're quite worried about it, but um, he went in there and he said, you know, sure he killed children, but like, peace is more important, right? So you would have been like, all right, I can't kill this dude, but kill children, like whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty
I
messed
mean,
up. Killing children.
I mean,
It's not
I
great.
know for you, I know for you, like when if you were in that situation, you would look at yourself and what would have Elon Musk done? Like he knew Donald Trump had involvement with Jeffrey Epstein, but you know what? It's like
Yeah,
screw it. Like, and we
him.
gotta think about what's important and like put money into all like a record amount of money into his campaign, endorse him,
Yeah, it's
join
kind
his
of
administration. Like,
not a very bright idea for Musk to make the whole Jeffrey Epstein Trump claim, which is obvious, like everyone knows. But
well, no,
like,
not everyone knows, but like I
well,
think
most
really puts it out there.
everyone with sense knows. But like, it doesn't really make you look good to put that out there because you're like, oh hey, that guy that I've been best pals with for the last few months, I've been putting a whole bunch of money in this campaign, all that. Yeah, he's a pedophile. That's cool. So,
Yeah,
not as much.
imagine like if in this story, Doctor Mbenga decided, yeah, uh, Dakra, he killed children, whatever, dude. Like this piece is important, and then like I feel like he can't like going forward later like he killed children, like
Yeah.
yeah, like he's terrible.
I, there's actually another way that the Elon situation relates because there are some Democrats who now want to bring Elon back to the Democratic side, back to their side, to help fight against Republicans, and it's like that's it. Like, should we want him to be back on our side? Like all the horrible things he did already when he was with Trump, and like cutting all the many departments that he cut illegally, and I mean, getting rid of cancer research for children and stuff of that nature. Like,
I it's all stupid.
like
I mean, we're Green Party, obviously. The Democrats, it's expected that they would court Elon Musk. It, you know, the the thing is like, I feel like you have to BS him to like get him to do what you want, and that he bought the Republicans BS, and now he's upset that they're not going as far as he wanted. Like it's
yeah,
all insanity, but it is like that's the issue with like uh you know forgiveness or redemption, or
yeah.
redemption rather, like he
Also,
didn't care.
let me just say, what a wild day! Like the Nintendo Switch 2 comes out, and Trump and Elon have their huge thing online, and all on Brandon's birthday. Like,
All on his
what a
birthday.
wild day June 5th was this year.
Oh man. And I did a city council meeting and someone tried to call a point of order on it. I'm not gonna complain about that. It's just,
Aaron Rodgers finally joined the Pittsburgh Steelers, so now TJ doesn't have an NFL season to look forward to. So that as well.
he's always gonna complain. Like he's Christian. Anyway, on forgiveness. I mean, like for small things like culture, like someone said the N word or someone said the F word, someone decided to go on Twitch as what was it Mooney or Money Shuni or something.
Shoni
It's
Moni.
like Johnny Money and like fooled his friends. Like you can forgive stuff like that, but it is tougher for people when it's like genocide. I mean, for some people they don't care. Like whatever, he did genocide. Like
All his
give
dead
him a.
kids? Who cares? They were kids anyway.
The thing is, though, it is hard for people. Like people don't have a free will. Like I mean, like what can we do? Like the only thing we can do to answer the question I just asked myself is to educate people. And I mean, like countries have power, so and I've heard this idea that leaders have free will. So yeah, well, we don't. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you have free will, Justin. I mean, you're the main player of this simulation, not me. So, like, for me, for a lot of forgiveness is reminding myself, like, yeah, this person doesn't have a free will, so it's not like they chose to do anything they just decided. I don't. We'll talk about this. Or yeah, we'll talk about this later on. More relativism, but I don't have their lens. And like on the Israel issue, we brought it up with the genocide. Like it's people should be angry about Hamas, doing the kidnappings that they did, holding those people hostages. But there's also the fact that there's the apartheid state. There's many frames of references, lenses that you could view this conflict with. Um, I feel like before just saying maybe people ought to educate themselves instead of you know just um saying, oh, Jews are evil, look at what they're doing. Like I don't think that's the answer. But or saying uh, Muslims, like, look at, they did it again, like they're evil. Like
You did it again.
we mentioned Bill Maher last week. We didn't really go into it, but it's, like I feel like I don't think the answer to any of what's happening in the Middle East is anti-Semitism or Islamophobia. Like I don't think either path is healing. Um, there ought to be redemption and forgiveness. Um, but but saying that, there has to be accountability as well. There is good things and there's bad things. Like um, and if someone's coming at you with a knife, you can kill them, or like Doc Ra, he would have been justified if he had killed the doctor instead. I mean, in that sort of situation, like life or death, that's what it is. And we don't know the Doc Ra character or his frames of reference, his lenses. You know, maybe he would have killed more children. Like maybe someone was being Elon Musk and saying, "Oh, well, he's obviously reformed. We're good to go," right? Like I don't know, I don't know,
Yeah.
but and I do appreciate like the ambiguity, so we can talk about these sort of
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
And these sort of things like genocide lead to PTSD. Our next fun topic is the lingering trauma of war.
our classic fun topics we have here on Trek in the Future. PTSD.
Yeah, like when you go back and kill Hitler, like PTSD.
PTSD, child murder, like all these fun topics that we discuss here on the show.
I really like the George Carlin's bit on shell shock, like um how scary that term could be. Post traumatic stress syndrome, or I believe. Um, you know, it, I really feel like what's driving a lot of PTSD now is just the mechanization in warfare. Uh, like we have the ability to kill more people now more than ever with machine guns and drones.
And Machine Gun
You know,
Kelly.
Machine Gun Kelly. Yeah, he was on Raw. I remember that.
See, that's all we got. If they send the Machine Gun Kellys after us, we just gotta get Kevin Owens. That's it. Get Kevin
Exactly.
Owens. Get a ledge with a table underneath. There we go. Good to go.
There we go. And it's unfortunate. We just had Memorial Day, and I was, I walked along with the parade and to, you know, listen to the veterans after the uh, parade was done. Um, there's, there, this like war affects people. I mean, I've had three fathers. Like, my third dad is the person I consider my father.
Yeah.
My birth dad, like, I have no idea who that is, but my second dad, who was my dad for about a year when I was, 0 years old, that age, to one. He fought in Vietnam, and before that, when he lived here up in Nome area, he loved to go hunting. Then, he went to Vietnam, and when he came back, like, he didn't want to shoot any caribou. Like, he didn't want to do any of that anymore.
Man,
Like that was so disturbing to him, dude. Like, and
I've been
yeah,
binging King of the Hill, and
yeah.
the episode I just watched earlier today had a little PTSD. Not quite from military service, but from Hank being molested by a dolphin. So
Oh, yeah, I remember. I seen that. Yeah, yeah, and yeah, like stuff like that. I don't want to bring. I just had some examples in my head that I don't want to bring up. Like, and I've given these people, but yeah, like it doesn't have to be war to something that big of a conflict to give you PTSD. And I, when I first um saw Doctor Mabenga, like he when he was like feeling like had his episode, it seemed like he felt like he was having a heart attack or something. And I thought, like, oh, is it just because he's a Klingon? I didn't know that, he knew who that was. It's like seeing Adolf Hitler or Netanyahu or Kanye
yeah.
West. That's, maybe that's a terrible example. There he is, like, and, like, that's. Like, yeah, I was surprised. I was like, oh wow,
Yeah.
like there's something really going on here, and
Yeah.
man, man. Um, but yeah, there's so many costs of war, and
So many.
unfortunately, the human cost, other than like numbers, really like is ignored. Unfortunately, well, I think now it's being more and more worked on, but I see veterans ignored or homeless. Like, I've seen it here, I've seen it in Seattle, and it's pretty like there should be any homeless people. But
Yeah.
you know I criticized Bill Maher earlier, but I do appreciate when he said these veterans are heroes because they'll they'll go there, waste their lives, and like not get hardly anything back for it.
Not a great
This
gig.
dude. Yep. I mean, this dude, one dude I'm thinking of, got into the Marines to get an education, and now he can't do anything with it. Like,
Mm,
unfortunately, like a lot of people.
yeah.
Thankfully, he doesn't have the debt, but still, he did his service.
Mm.
And talk about doing your service. Gopher and Tuck have a service. That's probably like an awful translation. They got a service for
We
you.
got a service for you right here. Go for a tuck. Yes. So, speaking of doing my service, I finally finished editing the Pokemon Gaia and Split Fiction playthroughs. The finales will be going up soon. Actually, today will be the finale of Split Fiction, and Monday will be the finale of Pokemon Gaia. After that, Wednesday we got a one-off. I believe it's a co-op firefighting simulator game we played. A little one-off of that. Um, and after that, we're going back to the old classic format. We gave this other format a try again. I do prefer how the videos are with this. Like I liked it, but it's just too much for me to handle. Um,
Really quick, I'll give my 2 cents. Like for Pokemon Gaia, for me, I felt like the new editing style worked perfectly for that. But for Split Fiction, was such a story
yeah, there's more
heavy
story
game,
getting
or
cut out of it because of that.
yeah, I felt like I was missing out on some of that.
But we'll be going back to the full. So that means we're going back to 2 videos a day, starting on Wednesday. Yeah, yes, Wednesday.
Wednesday.
'Cause Tuesday is going to be when the firefighting simulator one goes up. Yeah, so Wednesday with Fogs, Phogs, which is it's physics and dogs. Plays like a cat
Oh yeah.
dog kind of thing, but it's 2 dogs and it's a physics based co op thing. It's a whole thing. That and Trek to Yomi. Those will both beginning on Wednesday. We got a lot of stuff and things. So it's good. Moving forward, it's going to be 12 o'clock for one game in Central Time, 2 p.m. for the other game. That'll be the schedule every day. Other videos that we do will be going up at 1, so that includes like this Trek in the Trek in the Future podcast re-upload will be going up Saturdays at 1 o'clock now instead of 2 o'clock, so it'll be an hour earlier for those watching on YouTube. Um, GM battle on Sundays will be going up at 1. Anytime we have Tuck Thursdays or Tucker Variety Hour, that'll be a 1 o'clock video. The Baldur's Gate 3 re-uploads will be going up at 3 since that's on Sundays as well. Speaking of that, so as I mentioned last week, Jeff was on vacation this week, this past week, so we didn't do any of those. He is, I believe he's actually on the road right now, heading home. But
Oh,
me, him, and TJ got to work on getting a day. TJ, to my knowledge, is getting back into the workforce, so might be a little difficult to find days to get the three of us together for that. But we're gonna continue that. And Jeff and I will be doing some Elden Ring Night Rain streams now that that game's out.
is that
So
the 3-player one?
yes, yeah. So it's me, him, and then either a rando or if we find someone else. Yeah. Uh, and of course, GM battles continuing every Sunday with TJ. Once we're done with Fogs and Trek to Yomi, we got some stuff planned already. We're doing a little bit of a double dip into DLC. There is
Mm.
High on Life, the game by the Rick and Morty makers that Brandon played in the channel a little bit ago. Brandon's finally got the DLC for that, so we're gonna be recording that soon. And the DLC for Lies of P just got shadow dropped yesterday during the Summer Game Fest. So that's dope. I'm going to be getting that soon, and then I'll finally be able to finish that series because I finished the main game on the channel. That was actually towards the beginning of 2024 when Brandon was on vacation from the channel for a couple months. He was taking a break, so he wasn't there for that, but he'll be there to watch me play the DLC. So got that to look forward to. Brandon still wants to play the Indiana Jones game at some point when he gets that. I don't know if I'll have a Nintendo Switch 2 by the time it comes out, but I'm definitely going to be playing Donkey Kong Bonanza on the channel whenever I can, as soon as that can happen. Very much looking
Yeah.
forward to that. We got a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of things. But yeah, we're going back to the 2 episodes per day starting on Wednesday. So it's going to be a lot of Gopher and Tuck to look forward to. different games, DLCs, all the stuff and such.
Hell yeah. And make sure to check out the Discord. And when you join, just say, I'm here for the chest. Whatever.
That
If you're not,
we do have that as well this month on the old
yeah,
Juneteenth
June.
Thursday,
Um,
less than 2 weeks away.
I'm thinking like to get the Green Party involved and the Yes people, and like maybe figuring out like a socializing with socialists sort of thing. I'll see. I'll
So
see. I'll talk to people and
you know,
see how
talk to
they feel.
people, do stuff and things. But yeah, uh, it'll actually be a couple days before the 10th episode of Trek in the Future.
Eh, yeah, and we got our season finale coming up too.
Week after
Gopher
that,
will play Star Trek Prodigy Ragnarok.
I will be playing a Star Trek video game. First time. I've never played one before.
All right, we're gonna talk about your favorite topic:
Yeah.
moral relativism and the nature of truth.
You know, the nature of Truth is pretty depressing right now because he was just released from WWE
He was. It's pretty sad. I mean,
alongside Carlito.
oh, well, that one I'm less sad about.
They both very, very fun guys, man.
Yeah,
I hope they do stuff and things in wherever they go.
I imagine Ron Killings is going to TNA.
Could be.
That's
Could head back there. I'd like to see him in movies. To be honest, because like I want to see him take the route that former NFL running back Marshawn Lynch took, where he's in comedies and he's like the funniest person in those comedies.
ah, that'd be cool, man. Anyway, to get onto the topic,
Nature
I
of
did
truth.
want to talk about pro wrestling with this topic
There you go.
because it's like I go back and watch old wrestling. I used to a lot. It's been watching a lot less wrestling now, though. I look at some Hogan and the way he would like cheat or whatever, and I'm
Yeah.
thinking like he's supposed to be a baby face. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like you can make it make sense, but he was just like being dick, just scratching people's back. But, man. Oh, and like it seems like a lot of times when someone's asshole in pro wrestling, like the fans are like, yeah. Who was what storyline was it in WCW with Randy Savage and whoever and maybe a basketball player? I and the basketball player was in a storyline where they or whatever like celebrity was in a storyline raped like in storyline some lady and then, and then he's a baby face.
that that happens. I mean, not so much anymore, but that has happened a lot in wrestling. I don't really get why baby faces raping women are really just like a tradition in wrestling. I don't. Like the most recent one I could think of was Goldust, Dustin Rhodes in AEW a few
Oh,
years ago, just like forcibly kissing someone's wife in the crowd or something, like, and then the crowd just cheers it on. I don't I don't get it. I,
it's like imagine like She-Ra wouldn't be like, "Oh, I'm gonna kiss this villain to show them." It's like in pro wrestling, like you say, it's like a huge thing for the baby face.
there was one in TNA on a pay per view back in like 2011 or something like that. I remember they had Thea Trinidad, was her name then? She's or Rosita. She's in WWE now as Zelina
Oh,
Vega. But
yeah.
at the beginning of the show, they had like a video package with her talking about because it was on the anniversary of 9/11. Her dad died in 9/11, So they had like a really heartfelt thing with her talking about that and being like really emotional and like opening up about it. And then later on in the show, as a heel, she's in a tag team match, and I think it might have been like Elijah Burke or something, just grabs her and just kisses her and then starts spanking her, like against her will, as the babyface in the match. A couple hours after she was, crying about her father passing away in 9/11, getting
All
cheered.
right,
I, I
that,
don't get it.
that's DNA for you.
Yeah, I don't get it.
And
The craziest thing to
I
me is that like the fans cheer too. Like it's not even just that it's being presented. Like why are you cheering this?
I'm curious, like if they realize, or I don't know if they maybe not, they don't even think of it like it's a weird thing to do, but like they do weird things like turning the lights off and on. Like if that doesn't make sense. Like a
Yeah.
lot of times when that happens, but
Mhm. It's also Stone
like
Cold. Like
the pop.
Stone Cold never, to my knowledge, like was doing like sexual stuff on camera, but there was a lot of times where he would just like stunner a lady for literally no reason, and the crowd would eat it up. Like there was one
Well,
time with Stacy
that's the thing.
Keebler.
Like he was a violent, angry man, but he didn't what's the word? He didn't discriminate between genders. Like
Like Stacy
man,
Keebler, little babyface Stacy Keebler. I think she like took too long to open a can of beer, so Stone Cold stunnered her.
baby face, heel, like human, animal, man, machine. Like human, Vulcan, Cleon, like you're all good.
I just remember the time Shawn Michaels during the reunion era of DX in like 2008, where he like super kicked some random little girl backstage. Uh, pro wrestling,
Oh
man.
yeah, I was watching. I saw that. Yeah, it's, it's so ridiculous. But yeah, it's actually why I wanted to bring up pro wrestling in this topic because I just the whole backwards like everything of all like what's moral or considered right or like, what the fans want. Or well, actually, they seem to want it. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
kick the girl. I think your favorite was when Snitsky kicked that baby or whatever.
Just punted that baby halfway across the arena. Oh,
Yeah,
wrestling.
it's like being in these two different fandoms. Like, oh yeah, this guy, this Cleon's like he's a war criminal. So like maybe he should have been killed, or in like in pro wrestling, like that lady's a heel, or whatever. Like she got a kiss. Yeah.
uh,
It's all about like the pop and stuff. Like, oh, what's
like hell
like is that
yeah, rape, let's go.
yeah. Well, this has been a really fun what really fun episode of Checking the
Yes.
Future. I'll say it.
Yeah,
I'll say it.
it's a good time.
Fun episode. Well, great episode of Star Trek. 9 out of 10 for me. Fun episode of Checking the Future. Next week we're looking at
Let's see what we have. Season 2, episode 9, Subspace. Oh, this is a musical episode. Subspace Rhapsody.
yeah.
An
So
accident with an
basically,
experimental quantum probability field causes everyone on the Enterprise to break uncontrollably into song. But the real danger is that the field is expanding and beginning to impact other ships, allies, and enemies alike. I am greatly looking forward to this one. I love some musical episodes, like when a show that's not a musical just has a musical episode thrown in here and there. They did it every year on The Magicians. I loved it. So I'm very much looking forward to that. Also looking forward to seeing who can sing. Who's good at it
oh
here.
yeah. I actually think I'm gonna watch this tonight. But if I enjoy it enough, I might just watch both this episode and uh the season finale next week.
Yeah.
after the party meeting. I'll see how it goes.
Mhm.
We might go late, and I decide, well, one's enough I can handle, but we'll see. We'll see. A lot to look forward to. Sub the Gopher and Tuck or follow whatever.
Follow.
Just
Hey, if I keep up winning these games, maybe you'll get a subscription anyway. You know, nice
yeah,
free. So
exactly. Follow and like he could win a game and you get a sub.
there you
Join the
go.
Discord. Say you're there for chess.
Right there.
Go to YouTube. Look up back in 1995. You'll find some great
Right
video
back in the
game.
95, go for a talk. We played the game. It's on there. It's on there.
Videos. Hey, guys, live long and prosper. Have a great rest of your week. We'll see you next weekend.
See you next weekend.